Hello Aquarius, I'm Melanie Florence and this is Hot Tea for the Soul. August vibes, that's what we're after Aquarius. So, I'm going to do a bit of a reading. I've been reading the Greenwood Tarot now for about 25 years, so I've been doing this tarot thing for a while and I've collected a few different decks over the last year. Got given a few, collected a few, got another one on the way, believe it or not, another fairy deck. But I am going to build up with a few different cards first and then we're going to go through what's going on with the spiritual mind, like the spiritual being, the mental being, our emotional being, and our physical being. That's what we're going to go through this reading for August and see what's going on in the vibes. So, Aquarius, where am I going to start with you? I'm going to start over here. I'm going to start over here with, that card. That card is what we're starting with. All right, the moth. Ooh, all right, dealing with the shadow self. So this is a moment, Aquarius, that you need to take the time to actually look at your shadow self, because sometimes we hide away some of the perceived parts. We're told that, you need to be a good girl, you need to be a good boy, and so those things that we make, these things that we make ourselves nice for the rest of the world, is when we're being polite. All right, sometimes that can be used against us in our better nature, right? But sometimes we suppress some of our things because we're told that they're not useful to the world, but they're part of ourselves. So this is a moment where you need to acknowledge that part that draws you to the light and what that shadow self is that you need to actually work on, Aquarius. Right, so what else we got for Aquarius this month? I feel a bit sorry for Aries. Their reading's a little bit long this because, I sort of worked out what I was doing as I go through. It sort of happens a lot. So we get to Aquarius and here we are, fertile. You're in a fertile space, fertile mind, fertile body, fertile spirit, fertile space. All right, so you got fertile things happening in your life. There's an abundance. You would see it. You would see it click in, that the abundance energy clicks in for you, Aquarius. All right, so dealing with your shadow selves and the things that you might find scary about yourself, you're going to find that there's a fertility inside of that. There's something in the cycle of that that's going to be a rebirth for you that's being able to give. Because we're looking at your ancient oak. We're looking at your strength. What is the strength of your core? What's the strength of your beautiful tree, Aquarius? Look at that light that you have, that you take inside of there. This is a really fertile spot. You really need to look at the fertile sides of yourself. You need to look at the shadow sides of yourself this month, Aquarius. We're going to give you one extra from over here. From the Unknown Archetypes deck, we've got one more to come out for Aquarius before we head into the main bulk reading. What have we got, Aquarius? Crone. All right, so this is old knowledge. This is, you're going through this fertile spot, but you're looking at your strength. You're looking at your wisdom. All right, so maybe this shadow self has taught you some stuff. This is about where you find your wisdom. You might have some old knowledge. You might have a crone in your life that you need to look after, but this is maybe about growing older, those cycles of growing older, Aquarius. Right. So, first up, we're going to draw 3 cards for your spiritual being. We're going to see what's going on for your passion, your inspiration, your intuition, and your connection to the spiritual and the divine. This is all your divine connections is in your spiritual being. 2 more cards for Aquarius for August for the spiritual being, and there they are. Okay, all right. Tapping into your motherly instincts, like your really loving heart, Aquarius. This is what this is tapping into in this fertile place. Maybe loving your shadow self, really being emotional. Maybe you're going through an emotional phase. We have the King of Arrows. So this could have been a partnership. Maybe this is a partnership inside of your realm. This King of Arrows is a very strong individual. They'll have a very strong, they think they're right all the time. They are the just king. They are a thinker. They might be an overthinker sometimes, very intellectual. This is a combination. It might be a loving combination here for you. This is actually my mother and my father, to be quite honest. But, this is really connecting with your emotional, and maybe you're able to intellectualize that as well, because this is exactly what this is. It's really, we've got that mother again, we've got that same queen sitting there, and the side of this is where we reflect on our life. So you actually at this moment are maybe able to intellectually actually reflect on your life and where it's come from and how you've got here. And it's really removing your emotions from it while you're in this transition. See the boat? You're in this transition. You're going from one spot to another. All right, so we really make this transition across Aquarius. In your spiritual realm, you're able to actually separate your emotions from what's going on, perhaps, and really look at it at a just way. Maybe you need to have it in a clear realm. All right, so now we're going to talk about your intellectual being, and I've already started shuffling, Aquarius. We're on. Your intellectual being, right. Your heart's been knocked around. Your heart's been knocked around, and it needs to get up again. All right, so you know that. You know that love begins again. It's a well that you put more in, you get knocked down, you get back up again, you keep fighting, you keep going up, you keep going for that river, for that waterfall of happiness. That's what you want to do, is keep fighting for that. He keeps fighting. All right, his heart just gets up again, this emotional night. And you're rolling the wheel of fortune, and you know it. You know, you're looking for better things. You're letting go of things from the past. So you're weaving better things into your future. You roll the dice in this, but you're using your intellectual being. You can see that the Queen of Air is there, and you're protecting yourself inside of this with the Queen of Stones. All right, so we do know what we hold on to and what we let go makes us as an intellectual being. This makes our path. This is about rolling the dice, and you're willing to spin the wheel because you're following your ancestor. All right, you're following your path, you're following the design, you're following a guide, you're being guided down this path, and you're listening to your intuition inside of you. All right, so this is your intellectual being knows that you're on a path, you've spun the wheel, and you need to get your heart back up again. So let's talk about the heart. Let's talk about the emotional being. All right, you've been able to keep your heart, but emotionally go through disconnection, but emotionally disconnect yourself to work out how the outcomes got here. It's not time for your heart to rest. All right, so it might be not a lot going along, but this is about resting your mind. You're not really worried about it. You're not really worried about your love life, Aquarius. That's really, really taking your time to connect to your spiritual being, and you're resting because you're after your passion. You're looking for something that's passionate and driven, and your heart's fire, and you're driven to get it. You're on a spiritual quest. So your heart is able to not be complicated. It's not complicated issue just there. You really are chasing your passion. You really are chasing the hearth fire. What is driving your heart? What is your actual cause? You know, you're willing to back it up, and all right, you're willing to back that up that far that you've taken it to the king. All right, we've taken it to the King of Fire, King of Passion. This is lusty passions at its best. So you may not have, this has got a lot of expressions of lusty passions going on. It might not be an emotion. It might be an emotional connection. Maybe it is a heart connection. You're able to rest your mind. You're able to rest your mind on it. So it's not overtly troubling your mind because you're really passionately driving forward. Maybe you're looking for exactly the right thing. You're looking for something healing. You're looking for something potent. All right, potent and driven is what that king is about. What's going on in your physical world? There you are. Physical world is your board again. All right, so we're still in this transition. We're still going through. We're still mulling it through. All right, no drama, llama. You're not setting off alarm bells. We're not frustrated. This is just sitting in a nice sit still position. Go through our emotions, what we think about them. All right, really refining those, what we think about them. All right, jealousy. So let's get into the heart of the matter. There's conversations that need to be had. There's 3 points of view, perhaps, that are going to be expressed. There is perhaps cheating involved inside of this, but this is 3 energies. This is 3 entities, perhaps 3 conversations that are going on, needing to get to the heart of the matter. Maybe you're jealous of somebody. Maybe somebody's jealous of you, Aquarius. All right, but maybe we've got just 3 lines of different communications and we're not meeting in the same spot, and you're bored of that. But you know what you put in is what you're going to get out. What you reap is what you sow. The seeds you put in are the fruit that you are going to get from your labor. And this is triumph. This is the reaping of the harvest after the yield of the work that you've put in, the effort that you put in and what you get out of it. All right. So you are going to triumph in whatever the circumstance it is in a physical level here. You're looking to triumph and you're working really hard to level out this. All right, Aquarius, let's go over here. So let's double this back. Let's go back and talk about our spiritual being, Aquarius. What have we got going on over there? With this Queen of Wands, you've also got the Queen of Cups. We've got the Queen of Wands. All right, so you're not just emotionally charged, you're spiritually charged being, and this is quite balanced with this water and this fire. This is really saying, I'll chop off her head. This is a fertile energy. She is really driven. So nobody should take your heart for granted. Nobody should really take your loving heart for granted, because you really will dive in and defend what you want, and you'll take on your passion. All right, so it's driven by your passion. What have we got with this King of Arrows? What does this King of Arrows want for Aquarius? All right, fuck. All right, what do we want for this Queen? I just had a break, sorry. All right, for the King of Arrows, what have we got to go with it? The Seven of Four Swords. All right, so you're listening through all your insecurities. You're looking back. You're looking back at what happened there. There's a couple of things left behind that you need to tie off. There's loose ends. There's loose kinds of conversations that you need to have. All right, the world is changing and you're moving on, and you're really taking those swords and you're running with it, and you're looking back. All right, because you want to reunite with your childhood dreams. You want to reunite with your childhood soul. That's what we've got going on for you there, Aquarius. Sorry if there was a break in this. I just had my battery come up, right? You know, as it does. All right, so you're really looking at how do you reconnect with your childhood dreams? How do you reconnect with your childhood soul inside of all of this when you're walking away with this, and you're willing to take it on? You're willing to take it on and express yourself, what your insecurities are inside of this, like, and how do you get it back? How do you get back childhood dreams? All right, this is how we're going to get it back. We're going to look at your intellectual being. So you're going to get back up again. You're going to get back up again, and you're going to put your skills in, and you're going to put you know what you got, you know what your skills are, you know what your endeavors are. You are a very capable being. You have your skills, you're a master, and you're going to actually put it in there, making your money, putting your actual skills to use. All right, putting your heart back into your skills, that you know that, and you're going to drive yourself forward again. We've got this nice half fire energy, this hearth fire energy again. All right, you've Lady Luck, we've spun the wheel, and you're driving right forward, because you know what it is. You know where you want to go. You're driving this through, Aquarius. Nice driven fire energy in there, really going after your hearth fire. You're doing that on an intellectual level, and you're doing it on an emotional level. All right, and the Queen is present on our spiritual level, so we've got a lot of driven energy in here. All right, so the ancestor, what are we driving forward to? So the ancestor, all right, we want that love and feeling. We don't just want this king, this knight. We're really willing to work hard and drive forward and make change and embrace our ancestors and mature. All right, because we want to be the king. So we're looking for this euphoric feeling. We're looking for this bit that's really going to touch our soul. We're really looking for this path in this hearth fire that's going to actually find some sort of emotional fulfillment. This could be a water sign, energy in your life, a love in your life that might present, but it really looks like that energy is maturing from here, from where you get back up again, where you roll with it, you really drive into it, and you follow that path, and it really matures in that energy for you, Aquarius. So we're going to move into the emotional plane, back over to this rest. What are we going to do to rest? How are we going to do to rest? What's going on with that emotional rest? Resting your mind is good. Oh, there you are. Here we are, this same reflection where we look back, this hangman position where we look back and we're reflecting on our life, and we're, that we're seeing a different perspective of it. We're able to see it and how it came together to where it is, and without being overtly emotional about it. We can take ourselves out of that position at any time. We can leave that. We're just looking at life from a different perspective. We're reflecting on it. All right, so in the hearth fire, what have we got going on for Aquarius with this hearth fire card inside of our emotional being quadrant? Our quarter, what have we got? Emotional being. All right, judgment. All right, so there may be some sort of judgment. You may be in some sort of court case that you really are having to be passionately involved in, and you're actually having to put all of your tenacity towards, and your investment of your spiritual being towards, all right, because you're looking for an outcome. All right, and we're judging ourselves inside of there. What you want from your attainment, what do you want from your heart, what do you want from your life, what do you want from your passion in here, because it is driven. You've got a nice driven, so we've got the spiritual king and the high priest are sitting here together. This is a balance between masculine, this is feminine, divine, this is very masculine, empowered, impassioned and driven. All right, so you're really balancing out, and maybe that's a balance between a man and a woman, inside of your emotional life. Maybe you're looking for somebody who's impassioned as you, like who actually is as spiritually connected as what you are, and you're going through this judgment level. Nothing inside of that is simple just there. It's really not an emotional card past. This is actually a inside of your emotional life. It's a spiritual quest, and it's telling you to look back at your life and reflect and really look at what you're asking for and judge yourself. Like, have a good look at what you can head. All right, so why are we bored in our physical plane? Temperance. We've taken a break. All right, it's a healing energy. This is an angel of healing. This is the time that we take our, to reflect, and we rest our mind, body and soul by the lagoon, and we really take time in that healing water to fill our cups and find that attraction of ourselves again. Like, so, you're bored because you don't find the attraction, and you're really waiting. You're in that moment of temperance. You're really in this moment of healing, Aquarius. Jealousy. All right, you need to stop worrying about what others have and what you didn't. Maybe you feel like you were left outside alone. Maybe you feel like you were left behind. Maybe you feel like this shadow self, like these bits of you that you don't accept. All right, that you're jealous of what other people ended up with. You're going to get what you put in. You reap what you sow. You're going to get abundance. You're going to triumph over the circumstances because you're inspired. Aquarius, there's a new inspired path. This is kapow energy. Something inspiring, changing, big is going to come into your life, right? It's going to change. This is all going to change, Aquarius. All right, we got movement. You got a lot of movement going on. You got a lot of driven energy going on. It's really putting your nose to the grindstone, remembering the joy of love, right? Remembering that fertile abundance that is you. Taking that time to heal. There is a real driven energy, passionate energy in your, and spiritually passionate energy in your emotional quarter. What have we got for these last 3 soul cards? All right, we got endurance. We got the rock. All right, we got the tree and the rock. So we've really got a spot where you can really place your roots. Really, what is the growth? What is below? What is above? This is your soul tree. All right, taking that time to find the endurance. You can get through all of this. You are a rock. You are a tree. A beautiful tree hanging under a rock. All right, 2 more cards for Aquarius for this month for August. Here we are. 2 more cards to go. What have I got for Aquarius? Come on down. 2 more cards for Aquarius. What have I got? 1 more after this. So silver lining is volcanoes. You have the power. So you've got stability, you've got endurance, and you've got the power. All right, take the strength inside that. Volcanoes, volcano power. That's nice. That's nice and powerful. That's in overflowing. That's an abundance of power. What else have we got? And you've got stability. Connect. Take time to connect with nature. Time to connect with our fuzzy fairy friends. Take time to connect with your pets. Maybe go for a walk. Maybe go look for the birds. All right, but really take time to connect. Things are changing. Don't be jealous of what you left behind. You've got an abundance coming your way. You're really connecting your masculine and your feminine design and your drive inside of here. There could be something sexy coming along. But it really is time for you to follow like this guided path that you've got, this reconnective path that you've got, dealing with your shadow self and your fertility and your crone. There's a cycle inside of here. You really have nice, strong tree. We've got this strong oak in the back. We've got this strong tree on this rock here. This endurance that you've got to seeing it all from a bit of a different perspective. So Aquarius, I hope this resonates with you and that wherever you are this month, you are safe and well. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the flip side.